And welcome back to HypeTrain. We've got another internet historian reaction. We haven't done one of these for a while. This is actually called Tales from TheVarus, and someone's mentioned it in the comments that it's pretty much taking a look at the whole COVID-19, the pandemic, some of the stuff that's like fake out there, and not real, the fake news that's going around.
Blocked now. Yeah.
So it could well do, who knows. Only one way to find out. We're going to react to it. If you've got any other suggestions, as always, I think there's probably a couple more we could probably react to from the Internet Historian channel.
Yeah, if this is still up there, it should be alright.
But yeah, if there's any more you think we can react to, as always, leave your suggestions, recommendations down below. And don't forget, they go out early access at our Patreon. So come and join us there, help support HypeTrain, and we thank you very much. You can get things like early access, or get your name and the end credits of our videos. So yeah, get that scrolling on the end credits. Well, let's just go for it, shall we?
Let's take a look.
Can't read all that quick enough, Kev.
Wow.
That's flu. That was.
Is that the bat cave, I guess?
You reckon?
Well, it started from bats, hasn't it? So.
Oh yeah.
Inhale. I can finally breathe again. It must be over. Scanning for traces of human life. 5G scanners activate.
Just like the apocalypse that
The species Homo sapien is extinct. It's time to fulfill my purpose. Executing Operation Ice to See You.
It's got like a Fallout feel here, hasn't it?
Yeah, good bit of work on that though.
Welcome back. Let me brief you on how the world
Kraken
ended.
Pro.
How the world ended. It's a bit extreme.
Actually, the details are a bit foggy, but it's believed that Batman was eating soup with his hands at a Chinese restaurant and someone coughed on the crouton.
Oh, of course, the shortage of toilet paper.
Oh.
January 2020. The virus is spreading across the globe.
Alright, now everyone just pops over dead and we win. Sweet.
And everyone was amped to start panicking.
I remember it starting off in Australia.
That was the
everywhere.
strangest
In your
thing
country,
ever,
in
wasn't
your
it?
homes,
Really?
in your cereal. Better not touch that door handle, better not touch your face. Don't touch me, breathe somewhere else, Vector. People said. Oh, I suppose it is kind of cute though. No, I must resist. Guys, does anyone else feel like the air in here is kind of chunky? How do I take my white cell count? These ones all look red. You get the idea. So naturally, rumors started to spread. And the first one was about toilet paper. Hey, I heard that here in Australia, 90% of our toilet paper is produced in China. Maybe that means there'll be no more stock. So the public went out to grab it.
I remember that.
Is that why they thought it was going to be
Started
bad?
coming in about the lockdown.
Because they started doing it, and
So
everyone else
did,
did
didn't
it.
they?
No one knew how long the lockdown would last either. Better grab 3. 4 just in case. And everyone had that same concern. Within the week, stocks on shelves were getting noticeably low. And from there, it was self-perpetuating. Bathroom paper was suddenly the hottest commodity in town. Petrol
There's been
stations,
stories of people
corner
trying to
stores,
take
major chain
like 16
supermarkets.
trolleys worth
Everybody
back
was
and get their money back now, aren't they?
Then, of course,
Really?
photos shared on
Completely
social
muppets.
media,
Yeah.
broadcast on television of empty shelves, just amplified the hysteria again.
Yeah.
I just want one pack.
To which the media said, don't buy it. But also, it is running out, but don't stock up. But who knows when new stock is coming?
No, they made it worse.
Hoard, but it may be many weeks
reported
Yes,
like
media
this.
made, yeah.
Media
Always
made
made
it
to the
worse.
public was a little mixed.
You're saying to the nation this morning, Ali, stay calm, don't go and do it.
But race out there and get it so that you're not...
Then, as stock
There you
completely
go.
depleted, people were becoming desperate.
Every store I go to, every day, every city, and every hour, every day, you're gonna find completely empty shelves.
Fights broke out between those who had none and those who had too much.
Milk and bread was everywhere,
It was
but you couldn't
chaos
get
in
toilet
the
roll.
aisles.
Round one. Fight! Like a toilet roll, seriously?
The Australian toilet roll crisis had reached critical mass. People were threatening to shit in the store, and someone even pulled a knife.
Brilliant.
Is enough.
Imagine if you could have saw in the future and put a bet on that.
The CEO of
The odds you
Australia
would have
came out and
got.
said,
It's been one of the most disappointing things I've seen in Australian behaviour in response to this crisis.
but that scolding did
didn't
little
stop,
to quell
did it?
a
No.
frenzy. So, the media published articles informing people that actually this is all fake news, and 60% of Australia's toilet paper is produced domestically. But that also didn't quell the frenzy. So, supermarkets enacted a 1-pack per person rule.
They should have done it
But
from the start.
frenzies cannot be quelled. And so that's when the price
It
online
happened everywhere
soared.
after that, though, didn't it?
Amazon,
Everywhere
eBay,
around the world
Gumtree,
was
toilet
just...
paper was
$8,
everywhere.
$8 for a pack of 4 or whatever.
Then triple.
I can remember the
Then
price.
things just
yeah.
went wild. 10-pack, single rolls, a few pieces of 3-ply, all for crazy prices.
$1,000.
People went from selling it by the pack to selling it by the gram.
Brilliant.
And the rest of us who couldn't afford it had to get creative.
Socks. No. Come here, poodle.
Oh, what?
But fear not, citizen.
Crazy.
Here come
Justice
the
League.
heroes.
Yeah, dressed in the Batman suit. Bats.
One of Australia's state newspapers swooped in with a special edition to save the day.
Oh, yeah.
It featured 8 blank pages at the back, just in case.
Oh,
By the way, this was after an Australian family had accidentally made a massive online order. They thought they were getting 48 rolls. Wrong. They were getting 48
Boxes.
and soon they had become the de facto royalty of Australia. They built a throne with the boxes and sat aloft it.
I found the crown of
Australia.
in the gutter, he said, and I picked it up.
Muppets.
But for the rest of us common folk, thievery was the only answer. We began stealing from public toilets. We began stealing from work.
A new survey has found 1 in 3 Aussies has stolen toilet paper from work to use at home.
Some started stealing from hotels.
Oh, we knew someone who did that
stealing
anyway.
from cars.
Do you remember that in the
stealing
old days?
from
We used to steal from our work.
Oh,
Take the toilet
Even
line.
animals
Yeah.
were stealing.
Not going to name names.
No,
It's pretty good memes, though.
he knows.
And just as some relief was coming, thank God a new shipment. But that truck burned down.
Fire crews rescued what rolls they could. The rest left charred and soggy.
People still
Fascinatingly,
That'd be an interesting insurance claim, wouldn't it?
to Australia was soon spreading to the rest of the world,
£5,000
despite the
toilet roll
circumstances
lost.
being completely different. In fact, stats time. In most
Stats
countries,
time.
the majority of toilet paper is actually produced locally. Toilet paper is cheap but bulky, meaning it's expensive to ship relative to its retail value. So domestic producers are often able to manufacture at a cost lower than their international competitors. TLDR, unless the factories in your country shut down, there isn't going to be a shortage. But shut up and panic.
No.
And so toilet paper became a highly profitable business. And that's when organized criminal gangs moved in. Armed robbers in Hong Kong held a delivery driver at knife point and got away with around 600 rolls. 18,000 pounds of toilet paper was stolen from this lorry. And this, and this, and this, and many more. But it's time to move on. After about 4 weeks with consumption steady and everyone only having one ass to wipe, and supply increasing to compensate,
Goodbye,
toilet paper returned to shelves. The balance was restoring. The shops were healing. Which meant it was time to panic about something else.
What was going to be next? I can't remember. There was a whole list of things, weren't there, really? 5G. 5G. Oh, 5G was the cause, weren't they? They were spreading it, weren't they? They kept saying 5G is spreading it.
Let me fill you in on the scoop, rookie. See that tower over there?
Yeah.
Now look at this.
There's people trying to burn them down, didn't they?
5Gs, 5 fingers, 5 sides to a pentagram.
No.
PlayStation 5. Awful lot of coincidences lining up, wouldn't you say? And social media agreed. With these indisputable facts such as, I have headache, it was only inevitable that the word would spread like a wildfire. It was time for the 5G squad to leap into action. 5G squad! Gwyneth Paltrow, that lady from that movie, Alien. People began protesting the 5G towers.
Save lives! Hug someone! Save lives!
Hug someone, save lives. Get a load of that.
I don't believe all that they said,
was
but
extensive.
I really
had no
don't
idea
know
really
what
until I
kind of
started
signals
digging.
they're putting
But in
out.
the
I know
UK,
there's
over 50
already
towers were vandalised.
mentioned
to
that
set
in
up
the
laser
UK.
lights.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Reported by April, 39 servicing engineers had been attacked on the job.
You know, when they turn this on, it's going to kill everyone, and that's why they're building the hospitals.
In North Carolina, one woman just started opening fire on a couple of technicians.
Wow.
There were
No.
2 workers up on the tower when the shots rang out. A 3rd worker on the ground ran up into this area, and that's where he called for help.
The 2 men were okay, but when police came, she armed herself with 2 axes and barricaded herself in her home.
Did you shoot at a cell tower worker, ma'am?
She's out on bond and she's had the weapons confiscated.
Wow. Some people just go loopy, don't they?
In Auckland, New Zealand, at least a dozen
Some
5Gs
strange
have been
relief.
vandalised.
Oh,
or
we'll
set
just
ablaze.
hear then.
Mysterious fires have hit 15 cell towers
All because
in
of
the last
social
6
media.
weeks.
Yeah.
That is the point, ain't it?
Yes.
As soon as the internet came along, you've always had the media hype, the news and that. We get that.
Yeah.
That was horrendous. They always they panic you. They try to sometimes kind you, but they don't work. It goes the other way. They panic you.
Yeah.
But now you got the internet there. It causes a lot more harm than good sometimes, and that's a perfect example right there. Because people are just panicking, and then all getting into this whole like psychological frenzy. Like 5G is the cause. Yes.
Well, that's it. I mean, things that trended sort of in the 2000s or 1990 or back then took longer to trend, didn't they? We just like in the newspaper, and then the next day you'd see something else, and the next day you'd see something else. With Twitter and all these others now, it's almost like overnight you could have billions of people all thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
They're like,
it just gets stuck in your head.
hashtag, you know, end of world, and it's like everybody's thinking the same thing, or wondering. They're not sure. It's
a bad. Sometimes it's a bad source saying this. The internet is great. I'm not slagging the internet, but it's also got its bad side as well.
Netherlands, 16. Reports of more in Ireland, Cyprus, and Belgium. Counter-terrorist police are getting involved in Australia, and 7 cell tower fires in Montreal, Canada. Although, one big problem. How do you tell 5G from the regular Gs?
Yeah.
You strap yourself in and feel the G's.
Well, it's not actually that easy for the untrained eye. Most of the destroyed towers were actually just regular ones, carrying essential 2 to 4G network infrastructure, causing outages for emergency services and the public. Naturally, YouTube and Facebook started cracking down on the 5G conspiracy groups and banning everyone, and the movement has gone somewhat underground.
So where's this going next?
Oh my god, they're in on it. Alongside false causes came false cures. No vaccine yet? No
cures.
Here's a list of
I
placebos.
love Donald Trump's one with the, maybe we should try and inject in the bleach.
Silver solution, touching your TV,
Might put that
kissing
in
a
there.
shrine, spiritual vaccines, plant sat in the eye, special mattress, cow urine, cow dung, camel urine, a cotton ball soaked in violet oil in the anus, miracle mineral solution, drinking fish tank cleaner, eating fruit that looks like the virus, treatment packs, toothpaste, the biocharger NG subtle energy platform TM, vegetarianism, virus shutout protection pendants, healthy living, radionics machine, schwang lang ganglion, injecting house cleaner, hand cream, garlic, banunus, alcohol, water, ginger, lemon, mango.
There's a lot, but it's pretty much like, it's going to be everything or anything.
Everything and anything is
No, they
apparently
just said
a
it.
cure.
Yeah.
But who needs cures? I've got something better. Add time. Soon. Soon we will be together.
They
A
are ready for you,
NordVPN.
Mr. VPN.
Nice little sponsor
Welcome
going in
back.
there.
Today we're looking at NordVPN. Gather round, everyone. Here's my girlfriend. Well, a friend. She's my girlfriend, but I'm not her boyfriend. It's complicated. Point is, she doesn't use NordVPN. If she did, she could access international catalogs from her favorite streaming services. Oh shit, get down. Now let's pretend that this
Nice
window
posh is oversimplified.
is Look how easily I can just snatch up all their data.
I never thought about using
NordVPN
VPN for that.
when
I
you're
mean, it's
looking
for
at
just
all her
protecting
personal
yourself. For sort of being
Hey,
able
look
to
at this
see
guy.
everything
Oh,
around
shit,
the
we're busted.
world.
Everyone, cheese it.
Quite a lengthy sponsor. Have you used NordVPN? Is it any good? Well, the one I've got is Nord, so.
off was a 3 extra month.
He won't stop. I need to buy tickets and leave the country. Oh no. No, not again.
So where do you think the virus is going to go next?
I don't know.
You can carry on with the cures, the crazy cures.
Yeah, well, Russia's just said that they've got a cure and they're bringing it out, aren't they?
Yeah,
So,
Germany apparently we're looking at bringing ours out in the new year.
and I did see something online that the UK have just bought sort of like 100 million injections or something to cure.
They've got a lot.
So I don't know whether that's. But they were saying that months ago, just for all these other ones. So whether it's unproven stuff, which they're just hoping is going to be all right in 5 months' time, so they're pre-ordering it. I don't know.
This wouldn't have happened.
Guys, quite a lengthy sponsor, not that.
Yeah, it's still going on.
Could be a good couple of minutes long.
Yeah.
Supply chain. Supply chain.
The lockdown had some interesting carryovers on the agricultural sector. Let's talk about the sexy topic of food supply. You can roughly break goods into two categories.
They probably get to a medicine supply as well at some point. That's always been a risk to talk about that.
Yeah. Manufacturing shut down.
Well, it did.
Commercial side came to a grinding halt. Half of the stock
relied
had
on
nowhere
China
to
for a
go.
lot of their stuff, didn't
Maybe
they?
we could just send it to the supermarkets. No can
Really
do.
worried, didn't they?
You have to repackage, process, and deliver all of that stuff before the new expiration date and with a limited workforce. Then you'd have to get the supermarkets to agree to take all that extra stock. And meanwhile, people aren't going to simply buy twice as many groceries. So either it rots on the shelves or the price drops below cost. What's the point?
Cheap meat!
So there's a big surplus. The supply chain had broken. By week 1 of the lockdown, farmers all around the country are looking at their billions of dollars of quickly expiring crop with no one to take it from them. And they know that by next week, they'll have double that amount. Sandra, how many eggs do we eat here?
I don't remember food going down in price though.
10? Why? That means our leftovers are going to be about
And we struggle to get eggs after a certain while.
Well,
Everywhere
I
it's
don't want
stopped selling them.
750,000
Couldn't get
chickens.
them.
I guess there's only one thing to do. So
That's
the farmers
strange,
began
isn't it?
neutralizing their crops.
Target neutral.
It was a slaughter. Millions of pounds of onions were buried alive in
I was
Idaho.
paying
Farmers
twice as
stopped
much
making
for eggs
grain
through-
and started
through the
making
main part,
donuts.
okay.
Yeah.
Donuts on their tractors all over the field, turning everything to compost. Cabbages were being ravaged. The potatoes weren't being atoed. Boo.
You think, what a waste of stock out there worldwide. Better think about all different types of produce. Yeah, the beer as well. I remember seeing all about the
Especially when you now see
beer.
all these food
every
parcels
day.
being
Oh, he needs some
desperate to get on this.
But once the farmers had destroyed
There's
their
food being
crops,
destroyed.
of course, they had to immediately plant new ones because demand could come back and you wouldn't want to get caught a whole crop cycle behind the market. So the cycle would repeat and repeat and repeat until everything returned to normal.
Surely people were still eating. I don't understand.
Oh yeah, everyone was using Zoom, weren't they?
So everyone was locked in their houses.
The group chats.
But work, school and life had to carry on.
What's 9 plus 10?
And that's where Zoom came in. Simple to use, able to host up to 100 people per meeting. Millions moved over to Zoom and it skyrocketed to #1 in the App Store. Companies and educational institutions all jumped on the Zoom train too. Why not? It was so easy. All you needed was the room key. Even the boomers could use it. Can you see my dog? Tee. Look,
Big
I
one
can
for me is
change
I've been watching Josh Gad.
These are some of my friends
His
from high
like
school.
Reunited the Parts series. Absolutely brilliant.
But many weren't used to having a camera pointed at them for long periods. Some even forgot they were being watched.
Very high standards and
Go on toilet.
Or didn't know that the camera had turned on at all.
Oh, your video is on.
And then someone had a brilliant idea. What if I just published this room key online?
Let them know.
Dude, I've been in this thing for a while. No one said anything.
Hi, Mr. Knob. Are you joining it? A breastfeeding question.
Am I bugging? We're fucking married dead right now, bro.
It's good to see you again.
And what if I gave it to one of my favorite online creators? perhaps some of the greatest live stream content to ever grace this humble platform.
Where is that?
Okay.
What?
Take out your number 2 pencils. It's time to learn.
Who is this?
I am Ashashamya from
What?
Who let you in?
Hey guys, this is Chris.
Hey guys, this is Joe Nuts.
Are you in my class?
Yes, I am transfer student from Oyingun Village.
A transfer student from, where do you say?
So what are we learning today? Does anyone want to tell me I come to class late? And no one wants to tell me why? Why? Tell me reason.
I must have missed out on all this because I didn't ever get on Zoom at all.
I'm part of Zoom. I'm an employee of Zoom. You're gonna have to press Alt and F4 at the same time on your keyboard to fix your room because it's currently public.
I don't do that.
You guys are going to start the next revolution in America. We hope. I mean, we can definitely use one.
Revolution. I like the sound of that.
How do you get on that? Hunter. Hunter let me in. Hunter, why did you do this? Yes, it was. Don't nod your. Don't do that with your head. No, you did.
Who are you?
What do you mean, who am I? I'm on your dead and you let me through the gate.
Who the heck is it?
Oh
my god, what the?
There's his own dance going on.
I don't think there is a realistic way where they could do anything about it.
What's 2
Such
plus
as a
4?
Zoom prankster.
2 plus. 21.
All right, I'm gonna wrap up this thoughts about Natalie's story.
What does it do? What does shotgun gun? What does it do?
History class. Oh hell yeah!
And he's lost an election twice. He's
Oh dear.
He's like so confused. He saw the cock and he was like, "What?"
okay, so I'm just gonna talk about it now. Okay. So, you guys can open up. I'll give you a minute or two. To open up. Robert, take that off your screen.
Robert's gonna get some trouble. Robert's probably in his room right now, just fucking freaking out. It's like, it's not me. I'm Robert, baby. Robert, how could you?
But then they had a whole bunch of controversies.
I didn't hear there was problems with Zoom. I didn't realise.
I didn't hear there was problems with Zoom.
Even though the stock price keeps going up.
You could actually steal other people's IPs to connect into.
Reloaded nature.
With people locked in their homes, nature was allowed to return.
That's a good point, right? The ozone layer,
the healing,
the cleanliness.
Yeah.
Certain cities.
Animals walking into cities and
satellite imagery
cities that never saw the sun, the light of day, sort of thing. Were
the canals of Venice were changing from their usual
clear water. We
brown
see fish
to a
and everything.
vibrant
That's
blue,
beautiful.
as boats were docked and silt could resettle. From their windows,
some things you'd like to keep when
fish, algae, and other sea life returned to the waters. But that wasn't all. Animals saw the free real estate and began migrating into the cities and towns. Sheep and whales took back the town and ruled over it with an iron hoof. Hungry monkeys in Thailand took to the city square as the tourists who usually fed them disappeared.
Well, some of these countries actually do that, don't they? Like India, you're allowed, I think it's cows
like using the roads.
Rats in New Orleans they're allowed to walk around the cities, you're not allowed to hurt them.
Oh my god. Are we the virus?
Human beings are a disease.
That is profound. Dude. Maybe we were the real corona all along. Nature returned to New York for the first time since it was established in 65 million BC. We even had a good fake out on an extinct species, the Malabar civet, which hasn't been seen for 30 years. Oh my god. Although it turns out it was just a regular, sick Indian civet. Scooters were returning to the riverways. Nilgai? Haven't heard of that. Cows had begun returning to the ocean. Cats was seen by some in London. Sambar were incorrectly using zebra crossings. And giraffes had returned to the city.
That's the last
Nature
of us.
is here. Namaste.
Nice.
Anyway, I'm busy. That's the lesson. Here's a multi-tool.
Oh, wow.
Good luck out there.
It's clever lesson. It just brings it back, doesn't it?
Yeah. They could be like so much longer. It's unbelievable. They didn't really cover.
Is this
all of it at all?
Mars? This is one hell of a twist. I know, right? Oh my god. Elon Musk. Yes. A double twist. Welcome.
He'll be there soon.
Yeah.
A 13.
Oh my god. It's a triple twist.
Probably. We'll see how much money he made in one day.
The next one's
it's ridiculous, in the billions in one day profit.
Oh yeah, it's just crazy. You see, that's another thing you can make light on this. Facebook, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
You know, their share. You know, Amazon. You know, the shares are just the companies just rocketed, haven't they? They've got crazy
thing
rich.
Between like poor companies and corporates and people, and the gaps between the highest. They were trying to sort of control that a bit at one point, weren't they? But it seems like it's just gone out of control. The rich are really
crazy out of
beyond
control.
rich.
I see Facebook. Facebook was like up. Oh, Zuckerberg is now worth over $100 billion. He's earned billions and billions since the lockdown. But you look back on all that sort of stuff and you think, yeah, how crazy were we?
Yeah.
Really, and then you see where the good bit came at the end. You know, the ozone layer and emissions reducing. And
that started to happen really quickly, didn't it? So, I mean, this country had Boris trying to get everyone on their push bikes and actually shut down some of the roads in London and had them commissioned to be turned into permanent cycle lanes. And people were like, "Well, it's all right for you because you're a cyclist and you're liking this idea, but things." Hopefully you want to get back to, you know, maybe a bit more greener when we get back to things, but things want to get back to normal. There's all these governments saying the new normal, and it's quite a worry, isn't it? What
there's going to be
new normal's going to be.
We're not going to see that for some years to come. This virus is here around for a
to
very
do
long
with these
time.
Panics
and media and internet, as we mentioned already. Let us know your thoughts on the internet historians. The tales from TheVarus in the comments below, and anything else you want to add that you didn't put in there, because there's probably a load of
it'd be interesting to see what sort of panics or worries.
Yeah, what do you remember about
things that you thought about? It'd be interesting.
It's still going on, and there's bound to be more panics to come yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're here still, then thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one.
Catch you on the flip side.